This is Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker, and on 88 to 91 FM.
We're the BBC News at 11 o'clock. This is Jason Kay. 2 teenage boys have appeared in court charged with murdering a 16-year-old who was stabbed to death in Northampton. Rowan Shand died in Kingsthorpe on Wednesday. The boys, who aren't being named, were remanded in custody and they'll appear at Northampton Crown Court on Monday. Security forces in France are on high alert for more protests about President Macron's retirement reforms. The government there wants to push the retirement age up by 2 years to 64. Outbreaks of violence have forced Buckingham Palace to cancel tomorrow's planned state visit by the King. Our correspondent Bethany Bell is monitoring developments in Paris.
There are demonstrations planned in the west of France on a separate issue, question of water reservoirs. But the concern for the government is that this will join up with the people who are angry about the pension reforms, and that the protests will widen still further.
The government's expected to make an announcement in the coming weeks about housing for migrants. Ministers have previously signalled they want to end the practice of putting them up in hotels. The Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, has said this cost about £6 million a day. 2 former air bases in Lincolnshire and Essex are being considered as new sites for housing. The Daily Telegraph has reported that disused ferries are also being looked at. The Greater London Authority has become the latest body to ban its staff from having the Chinese-owned TikTok app on their work phones. Government ministers were told the same last week because of concerns about sensitive data being shared with Beijing. A spokesman for the GLA said it takes information security extremely seriously. 19 people have been killed by tornadoes in the US state of Mississippi. Trees and power lines were torn down, with debris thrown several miles into the air. One resident of the town of Rolling Fork said it had been obliterated. Bruce Williams is the sheriff of Silver City.
Around 8:20, we had the tornado sirens going off, warning people to, take cover. It happened so fast. We got multiple homes damaged. We got people not accounted for at the time.
Astronomers say a large asteroid, which will pass between the Earth and the Moon today, poses no threat. The rock is up to 230 feet wide. That's big enough to destroy a city. Researchers hope to use the unusually close pass to improve our planetary defence. Dr. Jenny Millard, a space scientist at Cardiff University, says not much is known about the asteroid.
It's probably going to be rocky or metallic, but that's actually what's so great about this close encounter, as it were. We're going to be able to really study it in quite some detail, work out what it's made of, really refine its trajectory. And once we understand that object better, we can apply that knowledge to then the rest of the asteroids surrounding the Earth system.
Dr. Jenny Millard ending the BBC News at 3 minutes past 11.
Thank you, Jason.
On the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker, and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC Radio.